Thank God, guys. It's a Friday. It's been one of those weeks. You guys know what I mean? You just know when you have one of those weeks. I mean, it's like there's something in the air this week where certain people are going crazy, nuts. It's just something. I just want to get rid of this week, and a lot of sad stuff this week too.
Yeah, man.
God, I don't know if you want to mention on a person who passed away. That's up to you. No,
Not
and
yet.
well, the person, Star Trek, Uhura, 89. The person who played Uhura, at 89 years old, passed away during the beginning of the weekend. I keep forgetting to mention her. Let me see if I get a picture of her. Star Trek
Lieutenant Uhura.
from the original
I have it.
series.
I don't know what I
Let
did
me
with
see
it.
here. Let me get an image so people know who we're talking
Lieutenant
about. Here we
Uhura.
go. Here we are. Let me share the screen. And I keep forgetting to mention this, and I always feel bad because right there. And I don't know if a lot of people know this, that this little sci-fi cartoon, not cartoon, I'm sorry. I got cartoon on my mind. There was actually a Star Trek cartoon, but the original series, I don't know, a lot of people don't know this, that the first the first mixed kiss with
That's
a
right.
white Caucasian and a Black American ever was in Star Trek, the 1965 series. And it's hard to believe that. Wow, really? And if you think about the Star Trek original series, on so many things they broke through. I mean, think about it. You had a Russian pilot, an Asian pilot, a Jewish alien with pointed ears, dude. That's huge in itself too. A lot of people don't give credit to Star Trek. A Jewish person, and of course an over William Shatner, sexy kind of guy, and all that. And one of the greatest stories ever with the with O'Hara character in real life, she was having doubts of being on the series because in her mind she didn't have a whole lot to do. And the story
Right.
goes that Martin Luther King told her, "No, you are very important. What you're doing on this show is showing that a woman of color can have an important role, not like a worker in the background." I mean, she was part of
Main
who's ever
character.
on the crew in the front.
Principal.
Basically,
Yep.
guys, they're officers, they're generals, they're the king of the ship. They're the main people. And her character, Mark told her, "You're doing more for the community than you can march saying this." So Star Trek broke so many different grounds that people just do not give it the credit that it deserves.
True. She was
And I just
beautiful
wanted to give
too.
my shout out.
She was a beautiful young lady as an actress, right?
Yes.
Beautiful
Yes.
woman. And I think her last role that she played in her 80s was on Deadpool. She played the
Yes.
blind woman, the drug dealer, drug addict lady, on Deadpool. And even
Yep,
late
right
in her
there.
80s, yeah, late in her 80s, she
Oh,
did a great
dude,
job.
that is. Oh, I forgot because they just they greenlit a third one. They're writing the script right now for the third one,
Yep.
and I'm gonna miss her so much because her
I mean, she
character
was
was
great in that
badass.
role.
Yeah, that's
And they
where it
did
really
a
hits home for me is the Deadpool character.
Yeah,
Because of
right.
course I respect Star Trek and
Oh, yeah.
everything it is, laid the foundation for. But yeah, that's the roommate, supportive roommate for Ryan Reynolds' character. Very
Live
cool.
long and prosper.
Dude, I totally forgot about that. And and with the newer Star Treks, they found a good replacement that I think it captured her character, and they
Oh,
give her
yeah, of
more parts
course.
to do. But remember, she did have bigger parts in the movies too. All the 7, 8 movies that they did.
The
I
girl
mean,
that
just
plays her now on Star Trek is the same girl that is in oh Christ, it escapes me now. She plays the green alien on the
Avatar.
Gamora.
She plays on Avatar, and she also played Remora. What was that movie with the little
Zoe
rock?
Sandela. Oh, it's
Yeah, but-
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy. There you
Yeah.
go.
Guardians of the
Yeah,
Galaxy.
Zoe
and
Saldana.
And
Yeah,
a lot of
great
people
actress.
forget, they don't recognize that the one who plays her now, you know, in the movies that you said, Avatar. It's like how cool is it to see a character that plays so many
Right.
sci-fi characters? You know, it's just like it's just awesome. And hold on, people, we're talking about this one right here. She's the one that
Yes.
Avatar. You just mentioned
Colombiana, The Losers. She's in a bunch of
Oh,
awesome
the
things.
Losers. That's right. That's a Marvel character too.
Wow.
Yeah, I forgot about that. The Losers. I love it. I love when characters love doing sci-fi. It just warms your heart, and
What's
I
her
just want to
name?
give a shout out.
Is
She's
her
a great
name
boss.
Zoe Saldana? Is her name? I
Yep.
think. Is
Yep.
that it? Yeah.
Yeah,
know
she's
that.
Great
incredibly
actress.
talented. Yeah,
And now
and
they got Avatar coming out. Avatar Waterworld. Looking
Yes.
forward to that too.
You know,
there's
and
3, 4, 5, and 6 are coming out. Hopefully, we're alive to see them all. That's
Yeah,
all I
man.
really hope for.
I
I
can't wait
know.
to see how they made
You
an
know-
alien Waterworld. I can't wait to see how that looks.
well, the thing is, I know people are saying, well, you know, they're coming out with the sequel too late. It's been too long. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to tell everybody something. The movie is still being made by James Cameron. You never, ever count out James Cameron.
Never. Don't sleep
James
on him.
Cameron reminds me of the original George Lucas, where they push the element. When they make a movie, they're doing new special effects that's never been
Oh, yeah.
done. I don't care if you
Absolutely.
criticize their movies or not. When the George Lucas did the prequels, a lot of people criticized it. He was doing special effects with graphics computers never been done before. And James Cameron is the same way. They push the element. The first really true great 3D movie that was really truly brought you to a whole new world when you saw in 3D. And I'm so curious on what this next one's going to be, because underwater, listen, I love Aquaman. I loved it underwater. But listen, what they're going to do with Avatar underwater is probably going to blow away what they've done
without a
in
doubt.
Aquaman. Which, you know, is no defeat. Aquaman did great. But you know James Cameron's going to take what Aquaman
Blow
did
it
in
out
the
of
water,
park.
and he's going to triple it because he can.
Oh yeah.
He can. So I just can't
Absolutely.
wait. But beyond that, guys, you guys aren't here for movie talk. You guys are here to hear some cryptids. All right, guys. This first one is it's a Native American folklore legend of the. I'm gonna say this so badly. The Qalupalik. I know. I'm butchering the name. I apologize, but when you see it, they'll say the name correctly.
The Qalupalik.
The Qalupalik.
Qalupalik.
Sorry.
The Qalupalik is a human-like creature that dwells in the frigid waters of the Arctic. Some say it resembles a mermaid of sorts.
Mermaid.
She has very dark hair, greenish skin, and fingernails as long as claws that are prepared for the hunt. They are also rumored to have fins coming out of their heads, backs, and torsos, with webbed hands and feet, making them more efficient at swimming and stalking, hunting their prey. She wears something called an amuti. That is a traditional Inuit parka. It's a special built-in pouch at the back for the child to be carried in. When the mother wears it, its function is to bond with the child and keep them safe from frostbite. But when a Qalupalik bears it, however, is to carry away children that are playing on the unstable ice and wander off alone. Now, one of the warning signs, if they are near shore, is you'll hear a humming noise. The humming is a warning that the Qalupalik is near. The humming is meant to entice curious children to come closer to the edge of the shore so the Qalupalik can steal them away. However, the threat does not vanish if you're away from shore. They have been known to tap or knock under the ice to draw children to the weak part or a hole, then jumping up and stealing them away. Now, it's been said on many different occasions that the Qalupalik only eat some children. Others, who believe that they will turn around, the Qalupalik lets go. There are some that are taken into a cave and placed in more or less of a long sleep, and the Qalupalik drains their energy, remaining forever young. There have also been tales that the Qalupalik comes and walks around on the surface, looking for children who are lost in snowstorms. There are many different tales, but even the adults believe that you never separate from the group. So those who trek the frozen Arctic regions know to beware, because you never know who or what lies beneath the ice, lurking in the shadows.
You know, I love when I see this. I've never heard of this before. I love that because it's, you know, I'm sorry, a lot of these cryptids, you know, I might have heard sometimes of it, but never really heard the story behind it. You know, just example, guys, example. Connor yesterday heard of a cryptid, but never heard that version of a story. And that's what's great about sharing cryptids and just learning different stories that we might not have heard before. And it's fantastic. So I don't know, Anthony, was that your first time hearing about that Native American story?
Yeah, I never heard of that before. Very interesting.
I'm curious about Connor. Have you heard that one before?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've actually covered it.
You probably we talked about 100 cryptids on here.
Yeah, I think we've done multiple videos on it, but not that one. So again, I was soaking it in, and there were new details, definitely. But it's very similar to the siren type creature, like a mermaid. It lures us in, especially if you've been on water for longer than 10 days. You're gonna start thinking that porpoises, dolphins, they might be a little bit magical as well. But then steps in an actual mysterious creature, and boom, they got you hooked like it's nothing. So yes, it's very, very dangerous. But this one seems to, work her dark arts in the Arctic, and it's kind of unforgiving to the children. But at least it doesn't sound like they feel much pain. That puts them under a sleep and then drains their energy, keeps them forever young. That's interesting. So if you ever see some young Eskimos, the Guadalupe have got to it before.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually heard a story of entire Inuit tribe that disappeared. The whole tribe was gone. Their huts were still there. Their clothes were still there. They still had fish drying on the line and bear skin and deer skins hanging to make blankets with. And the whole village was gone. So now I'm curious to know if that was the part of, one of the creatures that had to do with having that whole village disappear. I heard it as a possible alien abduction of a small village, Inuit village. I'm going to look into that now to see if that was a possibility that creature was involved.
Hey, Scott.
And if there's aliens under the water, they would use their characteristics a little bit more than like the fly. A lot of the flying extraterrestrial have been pushed to us. So that belief and just that whole standard. But if they're underwater ones, then, singing, those are just some underwater aliens as well.
Right.
Aliens is just something else, of course.
Right.
Yeah, man, that's amazing. I love it, because I'm the cryptid guy looking for the actual reptilian frogmen, and then you're looking for the aliens, but somehow it still meets up right in the middle.
Yeah, right.
Amazing.
What if you're looking for one, but you see the other? Now
you
know about the other, you're better off.
I'll be at the beach tonight and be like, what kind of these things are walking out of the water humming, bro? Get over here, dude.
Well,
and we're both on the water, too, in two different areas, which is really cool.
Yes. Because what if you're out in the woods looking for Bigfoot and you hear a noise? What if that noise is from a ghost or something else? Might not necessarily be a Bigfoot. These noises could come from anywhere. Which the next story is like a news story about interviewing people on hearing creatures, hearing voices or sounds and all that. I love that. I love seeing stuff like that when people are talking about what they're hearing out wherever they're at. I'm not going to explain too much, guys. Just watch it.
Now for a strange story out of rural Coffee County. Residents there say they've heard unusual animal sounds at night, and several ATV riders say they've seen unusual looking creatures in the distance. Today, Mike Gerspan spoke to a few people who are trying to figure out what is in the forest between Enterprise and Brockton.
I can just say this, something's going on in the woods. Something's going on. That's right. Timbuktu.
And you know, of all the millions of sightings and reports,
Joe Blackburn and Tanner Medley work at Bama Slam, an entertainment and recreational venue north of Enterprise. Recently, the two men have received reports from ATV riders of distant sightings of an unusual animal. In addition, folks in the area have heard a loud shriek at night, but it didn't sound like a coyote.
Yeah. We get a lot of feedback from the ATV riders, and one of those recent feedbacks over the last 30 days has been, hey, there's something strange. There's some knocking going on. We hear some screeches. They're not dogs. They're not coyotes. What could it be, right?
And this is not the first time there have been reports of an unusual creature in the woods. In fact, about a decade ago, a crew out of California brought a lot of equipment trying to get a picture in the Asbury community. After reports of a Bigfoot or a skunk ape due to a terrible smell in that vicinity. Despite 3 nights in the forest, they never found any conclusive evidence of a creature.
when you dismiss all the erroneous possibilities, there's little left except some kind of bipedal humanoid ape.
What's going on in the woods right here? I mean, if you hear a screech, a howl, but it's not like we have wolves. We have coyotes. It's a very distinct sound.
The men say whatever's in the woods, it seems more frightened of humans. They ask if you've seen something unusual as far as a creature or heard something out of the norm in the woods, try and use your phone to get a picture or some form of evidence. Covering local news first in Coffee County, Mike Gerspan, WDHN News.
You know, I like stories like that because it does show that, sometimes the news will, investigate some things or send somebody out, talk to some people. I'm not saying that's proof of anything, but, but I like when I heard, they hear sounds, clocking sounds, and the smell, they smell something that's unusual. Now, a lot of people might think, what does that mean? They smell something unusual. Well, if you know your area, your mountains. Like if Connor goes back to his area where he lives, he knows what the right smell is. And when you smell something off, there's something going on, and it's more for people who knows that area very well. And that's why it's important to interview locals with other people to see what they smell, what they see. We don't talk about the smell too much. We talk about sounds in here, but some people say when there's a ghost in the house, they smell like rotten eggs. Sometimes there's these certain smells that come along with the cryptids or the spirits and paranormal. Or am I off my rocker? What do I know?
I think you're spot on, but I love that video. I actually just watched it recently because Enterprise is just an hour north of me. So I want to definitely link up with those guys. I saw all those guys in camo. I'm like, dang it, I missed my invite. What was I doing that weekend?
I was checking out that night vision they had. Looked good.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm definitely gonna pause that video and take a screenshot of that side of that trailer, and it's gonna have to have some kind of contact information. And I'm gonna let them know, just because Enterprise and Lake Eufaula, just a little north of me, but it's still a little uncharted terrain, at least for me. So I'm really excited to get in there with some locals and learn the hot spots.
Now, what about that smell, Connor? Have you heard people talk about skunk apes might have a certain smell versus other Bigfoots in a way?
Yeah, pretty much just all Bigfoots and all these creatures definitely have a pungent smell. Some people say it's just from being out in the weather and not taking care of themselves. Other people who have had really close encounters with, and seeing their reproductive areas, up close, they could see that there's like just urine and fecal just stuck in all their fur, and some of them don't take care of themselves. But then others say when they go inside of portals, they get a stench that they cannot get rid of. And then, of course, other people say that demons have a really strong smell of like rotten eggs or roadkill. So it's all very interesting. But I have been, intoxicated by bad smells out there, and it can almost make you pass out. It can probably drive you insane, or at least drive you the heck out of there. So it's interesting that they have this aroma that they can use, and maybe it's like cats and like skunks, that it's like a spray that they have an actual I don't know, just
like a defense mechanism.
What was that?
Could be a defense mechanism, no?
Yeah, definitely a defense mechanism, and something to attract other ones as well. Maybe like a complete warning.
Yeah, I smell Anthony across the internet. You guys know sometimes people go through wormholes.
Like shit,
they change color too. Their clothes change color and their fur.
Some turn gray.
Some turn gray. Huh, man. these wormholes, I love it. So Anthony, when you hear stories like that, even though you're not seeing any kind of evidence or monster, but you're hearing people's stories, do you have to see an image of something to want to get into a story, or
no?
Are you interested like I am, just hearing people talk about their experience?
Hell yeah. I love hearing stories, man. I love paranormal and cryptids just as much as I love aliens, man. I love it all. I mean, how can you not?
Oh, there is something now. If you guys do smell something weird, get some of that Yeti soap.
Yeah,
that might help clean the smell area up.
BA10. It will get you a special offer. I need to get some here soon, because I already had a sweaty morning. I was talking to Eric earlier, watching the early version of the cartoon, and then I ran over to my mom's house because I had to take care of the animals over there. And I was like, oh man, I got to be back at the show. And that's when I came back at 57, so divine timing, but definitely a stinky smell over here. But yes, and just want to say what's up to Scott up in Pigeon Forge, man. I want to check out Alcatraz East Museum next time I'm up there. So we'll just link up there, or you can come to the camp out October 15th and 16th, I think, at Cohutta Mountain, the mud fossil of an old frog. And I'm gonna be hosting a camp out, so come and join that. I'm gonna be camping with BF Bud and Flat Rock Booger. So just pick a campsite along the river or along the cliffs, and you'll be in a squatchy area.
And we're gonna jump into paranormal in a second, but he did mention that, just letting everybody know in the chat, I received the cartoon this morning. We're gonna be working on the scripts like tomorrow and stuff. And let me tell you, it's very exciting. It's very awesome.
That's great.
We noticed that there are 2 parts that's left open. If anybody wants to tribute to the channel, I'm not saying buy their voices, but I guess you want to buy a voice, you can. I'm looking for a female. If a female wants to donate to the channel and be part of it, there's a pretty good part for a female. I'm just telling you that right now. And there's a cool part for a monster, alien. Now, Terry Brown, I'm saving you for the 4th one. I got the part that you emailed me about what you wanted to do. That's going to be in the 4th one. So, Terry, hold off for this one, because I got a cool thing for you in the 4th one. But if anybody wants to tribute to the show and be part of 2 characters, just I put the PayPal link in here. I put it again. Email me. But I'm looking for a female and a male. So actually, if it's 2 females, that's fine. It can be 2 females. I don't care. 2 females, that's fine. But I do need a female in this one. And I'm just telling you guys right now, it's fun. This 3rd one is different than the 2nd, and it's different than the 1st one. It is different, but it's cool. So beyond that, guys, let's get into some paranormal. All right. right. All right. Now, guys, right before I show this video, the message of the day that I wrote and I pinned, I'll be doing that starting yesterday. This is the message of the day. Carry out a random act of kindness with no expectation of reward. Safe in the knowledge that one day someone might do the same for you.
Beautifully said.
So the message there is do an act of kindness and don't even expect something in return because it will come in two folds later in life.
That's the way it should be.
That's the message of the day. Mona Lisa Drive. You guys, I always like to find sometimes paranormal that wraps around a road, a street, because the show is called Paranormal Highway, you know? So this one is about a Mona Lisa Drive. And guys, there's actually a good song, if you guys ever get a chance, by the Choir Boys called Mona Lisa Smile. Great song, great band, a UK, kind of a UK version of the Black Crowes in a way, if that's want to know. I love rock and roll music.
And there's another Mona Lisa song by Slick Rick the Ruler from the 90s, baby.
There you go.
That song?
There's one right there. There's a lot of songs with Mona Lisa. So type in Mona Lisa after the show. Here we go.
Fellow paranormal enthusiasts, welcome to the video about Mona Lisa Drive. Mona Lisa Drive is the name given to an overgrown cul-de-sac in New Orleans, Louisiana's City Park. City Park was founded in the mid-1800s and is one of the most visited urban parks in the United States. The legend of Mona Lisa Drive starts with a young woman named Mona who fell in love with a sailor. Now there's a couple variations of the story. Either her father disapproved and she was heartbroken, so she committed suicide. Or that the sailor himself claimed he never loved her, they fought, and he killed her. Later on, Mona's father sold his property under the jurisdiction that a statue be made in his daughter's honor. So a statue of Venus was erected. But soon tragedy struck. A car hit the statue and it collapsed. And after that incident, people started reporting eerie phenomena around the area. Disembodied screams and other odd sounds are heard, and a mournful-looking female spirit is seen around the area of the statue, and even appearing next to occupied vehicles and scratching on the windows before vanishing into thin air. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, why not like and share?
That's awesome. Nona Boss has been there. That is so cool.
Cool.
It's one of the places now I want to go. And Nona Boss also wrote, "It's so haunted." Man, I need to put that on my bucket list to go around the state to state to check out these haunted and UFO spots and Bigfoot spots. And we just need a fucking sponsorship. Discovery Plus, get off your fucking ass and give some real people a show. Give us a fucking 3 of us show. We'll go. We'll visit it all. And we'll bring people that know something about all of it. We'll be the ultimate. But is this the
end?
Okay, I want to make sure I deleted that one. So, are you guys? Have you guys ever heard of the Mona Lisa Drive in the first place?
No,
I'm not familiar with it. My mom's in New Orleans right now, so I'm actually gonna send her the little story and see if she can hit it up. But I've been to the city park, so I might have been right over that bridge and right by that water and just didn't know it. Just so many stories.
Oh shoot!
In New Orleans that then there's tons of history of the Voodoo Marie Laveau witch everywhere. But no, I'm not familiar with it, but I'm definitely intrigued and hoping to go very soon.
So Anthony, have you ever been? Actually, I've never been in the state of New Orleans. Period.
No,
I always wanted to go there, but
me too.
But that'd be so fun for Connor and I and Anthony go, because for me and Anthony, it's our first time in that state in the first place. It's like I drove through cross country from Washington to New York 2 times. I drove from Washington to Maryland because I lived in Maryland for a while, New Jersey. But I've always driven through like the middles. I never went below. I mean, I went high up before. I mean, of course, I've been through Montana, Colorado, Nebraska, going to New York, but I've never went south, like to Florida, Alabama and stuff, and I really need to go there. I did I've been to Georgia before because a flight sent me to Georgia and it got delayed a whole day. So I had to stay at a hotel in Georgia, Atlanta, so I've been there, but God,
we should all meet up and go do an expedition. That would be awesome.
God, it's so freaking fun. But guys, I got another road one. This is called Boy Scout Lane. According to this, it's America's most haunted highway. Every house is the most haunted. Every area is the most Bigfoots, most sightings. The Oregon video yesterday, there you folks saying they're the second, and I go to a website, it says they're the fifth. Who knows what's really the most? But we don't give a shit. Let's check out Boy Scout Lane.
Recommended to me by SBK2552. He's a great guy. Check out his channel. And if you want to see more of my content, subscribe for more paranormal activity. And I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Oh, shit. I got to play from the beginning. Oh, wrong one. I'm a slacker. That's a slacker move.
Highways are essential in many ways to our existence, and we spend countless hours traveling roads as if they were the arteries of modern civilization. It's inevitable that stories of the paranormal also circulate these same streets, witness to numerous accidents, dark events, and unexplainable happenings, creating legends of the most haunted highways in North America. Subscribe to Fact Feast so you can feast your eyes on more content from the darker side. With a name like Boy Scout Lane, you could be forgiven for thinking that this road in Linwood, Wisconsin, sounds quite harmless, but the legends surrounding it are certainly more disturbing. This short, unmade 2,500 feet or 760 meters long lane was so named because it is located near woodland, once owned by the Boy Scouts of America, who planned to build a scout camp. Although never constructed, the name remained. According to local folklore, however, the road is named for a troop of Boy Scouts who were killed while on a camping trip in the 1950s or 60s. In some variations, the slayer is the troop's scoutmaster. In others, it is their bus driver. Another version of the legend centers on a small group of scouts that leave their camp during the night and accidentally drop their lantern, resulting in a forest fire that kills the entire troop. Other variations of the story exist, including one in which the scouts are killed after their bus crashes or accidentally catches fire. There is also a version in which the scouts vanish without explanation and are never found. Yet another tells of two Boy Scouts who escaped the fate of the rest of the troop and tried to find help, only to become lost in the woods, where they die of starvation and/or exposure. In most variations of the legend, it is said that the dead scouts haunt the forest where they died and can be heard hiking through the undergrowth, or their lights can be seen at night as they seek help or their fellow scouts. Stories circulated in haunted travel guides include visitors reporting a strong sense of foreboding or being watched. The sound of footsteps or breaking branches coming from multiple directions. Red or white lights, sometimes described as resembling swinging lanterns or flashlight beams. Ghostly buses or figures, and childlike handprints on cars stopped in or driven through the area.
Now, first of all, let's not kid ourselves. It is tragedy for any parent, any person to lose, especially kids. You know, that's just tragedy alone. I can imagine. You know, God, it's just gone out there in Wisconsin. I mean, that's the ghosts and the lights. First of all, has anybody in chat been to Wisconsin? Have you guys heard of this story in the chat? Have you guys been there? Have you seen lights yourself out there? But man, it'd be fun to investigate, but not for the reason why you're investigating it. But it would be interesting to investigate it because I hate any story that involves kids go missing and starving. But it did happen. But it would be interesting to investigate, to talk, and to see is there any way you could I know it sounds weird. Help. If they're there, can we get them to the other side? You know, what is it? You know, now, first of all, Anthony, have you ever heard of the Boy Scout story?
I have not. No, that's a first for me.
And it sounds like a pretty giant story in a lot of ways. I mean, maybe there is a movie about it. I would think there would be a movie about this area of this. Maybe there is. I don't know, but I haven't heard of one.
Yeah, I haven't either, but it sounds definitely capable of potential just because that has many ties to it. I like how there was, you know, the camp counselor was the killer, or the guy that was supposed to look after him, or just the bus driver, or it was their own demise with the fire just going wrong. Then it has ties to, people going missing, and it's really, really interesting. And that has potential of ghost stories and urban legends and everything. It could have been Sasquatch that, you know, took it, or some other type of fierce predator that's in those woods. That's what my mind's
the
going
possibilities.
to. So, very, very cool. Scary place. I've never been to Wisconsin. I've been to Chicago and Illinois area, you know, through Illinois, but would love to go through there because the Beast of Bray Road is in Wisconsin too, and that's, you know, a dogman werewolf type creature. So David Martin just said dogman. It all connects, man.
Well, what if that's the cost? That dogman.
Yeah,
you know?
and then they throw the camp counselor and all the other people under the bus just to cover up the true horrible story of the werewolf of Bray Road.
And Paranormal Pixie wrote exactly. I would investigate to see if there was a way to help those kids. You know, there are people who investigate not just to find proof. There's people that I heard and know that they go out and investigate to help. You know, can they help? And if you're going to want to help, I can't see why would you not want to put the Boy Scouts like number one on your list to go help, or on your top 10.
I was a Boy Scout. I was a Boy Scout when I was a kid.
Well, just think about, you know, we talk about bad energy, bad negative energy. Think about it. You're a kid. You're going out on an adventure of a lifetime. You're going to, you know, with your friends and all that, getting together, and then something tragedy happens. I mean, talk about negative energy. That's negative energy. But there is sometimes in life, there is good energy, because Donnie Cho just donated. Thank you, Donnie. I really appreciate that, man. But Donnie, you want to talk about bad energy, and think about, you're a kid. You don't know what's going on. You know, I'm not saying a grown-up knows what's going on, but a kid really, truly doesn't know what's going on. So you're talking about not just bad energy, confusion. Confusing. What am I doing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, oh, yeah. You want to hear something really crazy?
Yeah.
So last night I was out on the beach filming to, like, you know, the sunrise. And it was about 4:30 in the morning, right? And I'm sitting along this retaining wall. It's like sandbag retaining wall with my back on it, right? Just sitting there, chilling out, looking at the ocean, filming. And I get this overwhelming feeling like I'm being watched from behind. Freaked me out so bad I had to like actually stand up and like check behind me, because like my hair was, and I couldn't get the thought of a vampire out of my head. I don't know why. It was just like, maybe because the way it was so eerie out and foggy and everything. I had this overwhelming feeling. I'm like, dude, there's a fucking vampire somewhere back here. That's all I kept thinking in my head, because it just reminded me of a haunted movie. I kept freaking myself out so bad the other night, man. It's scary as shit.
I bet you that.
Paranormal Pixie, email me at ParanormalHighway13@gmail.com, and I'll mark you down. Because, like I said, I got to get this moving, because it's gonna be like quick. You know, Sunday and stuff and all that. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Laura. That's awesome. Connor, you're gonna say something? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just definitely think Anthony's third eye was onto something. His instincts were onto something. There's definitely vampire ties to New York. So I'm sure they leaked through to Staten Island, and
I don't know why that's of all thoughts to come to my mind. Like, you know, you would think ghosts behind me or something spooky, like, but why I kept thinking I kept thinking a male vampire. That's all I kept thinking about. It was the craziest thing. I don't know why I was thinking that.
I think Monday or Tuesday, I had this on Instagram. I don't know why I never put it on this channel, there was a night that I was sitting on the couch with my dog. I can't remember if the TV was on or off, and we felt something like something's something like something like you're saying, something is like staring at us. And then my dog just started barking. And I think I put it on Instagram. I don't know why I never put it, because I didn't think nothing of it. But you just reminded me, like, we did feel something. And then the dog started barking after we felt something, and you could see that in the video. And it's not like you could plan your dog to bark after you feel something,
Right.
And I'll try, I never showed it either. I think it's on Instagram. I'll find it and show it Monday or Tuesday.
When you have a feeling like that and the dogs acknowledge your feeling, that's the freakiest thing in the world, man. Hey, Dorothy.
That's, man, on a Friday, people are just so nice to me. And I appreciate that. And everybody, I'm being honest when I'm saying this. When people donate to the channel, to that or PayPal, it goes right back into the cartoon. It goes right into the cartoons. So
they're expensive, man, to make.
the last one was the most expensive one. It's like less people in a way, but it's it is what it is. Because I'm always pushing the not the limit. Like, hey, can you do this? Can you put me here? Can we do that? And of course they can, but they're business people.
It'd
be like, hey, Connor, can you act into this? Well, what do I get for my time? I mean, I'm not saying you do that. You're not doing anything free, but taking time out is valuable. But beyond that, guys, I got 3 UFO stories for today, and we got Anthony on for 3 of them. This is awesome. This is fantastic. I can't wait. Now, guys, this first one, got to have a little open mind. It's the title of the show. Mystery alien holes discovered 8,300 feet below the ocean surface. And be open-minded. I know the first thought, well, that's air pockets, that's this, and that's that. Okay, maybe it is, maybe it's not. But listen to the story and just have an open mind, because I already see it right now with skeptics. Hey, that's just this, that's just that. It is what,
It is what it is.
Well, how do you fucking know, people? Like, are you in the ocean in a suit sitting there looking at holes just appear in the ocean? I don't know. But here we go.
Ways are essential.
Not that one. That one. I always remove them after I'm done with it, but I guess I did on that one.
National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administrations has asked the public for suggestions on what they could be. Ocean scientists have discovered a series of mysterious, perfectly aligned holes punched into the seafloor roughly 1.6 miles, 2.6 kilometers, beneath the ocean surface, and they have no idea who or what made them. The holes were discovered during Dive 04 of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's NOAA second voyage to the Ridge 2022 expedition, which seeks to gather data on unexplored deepwater regions in the Atlantic Ocean such as the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. The holes form a straight line and appear at regularly repeating distances, and they are surrounded by tiny mounds of sediment. This isn't the first time that holes have been spotted in the area. 2 marine scientists from the U.S. National Marine Fisheries Service also spotted mysterious holes during a dive in 2004. These holes have been previously reported from the region, but their origin remains a mystery. The NOAA scientists were so puzzled that they took to social media to see if members of the public had any hypotheses they could put forward. "I think it is a minor crack in the surface which allowed gases to escape," wrote one Facebook user. "I would say starfish doing cartwheels," wrote another. Another Facebook user said they thought the cause was either an alien craft or an underwater craft probably illegally searching for something under the sand. The NOAA wrote in a news release, "We got a variety of responses, from aliens to an unknown crab species to gas rising up from below the seafloor and more." In 2004, scientists proposed that an organism living in or sifting through the seafloor sediment made the holes, but because no one has seen such creatures make the holes, their exact origins are unknown. The unresolved mystery is reminiscent of an underwater yellow brick road to Atlantis that ocean explorers discovered on top of an underwater mountain near Hawaii in May.
That's what got me.
Scientists explained that discovery. They suspected that heating and cooling of the seafloor across multiple volcanic eruptions created the strange path. What is creating the holes, on the other hand, may take a little longer to figure out. The researchers will continue to explore the region until September as part of the Voyage to the Ridge 2022 expedition, which aims to map out the region's coral reefs and sponge habitats alongside studying the region's hydrothermal vents and its fracture and rift zones. Maybe if they're lucky, they might just catch the hole maker in the act. Image credit, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA.
I think it's very interesting because you truly don't know what's creating. They're saying that this is from their organization. They truly don't know. Everybody has an idea. I'm not saying it's a UFO alien myself, but there are thoughts that they come from the sky or in the ocean. Or is it a map like they're saying to the lost city of Atlantis or something? You know, is there a pattern? Is it air pockets? This is the one I really feel you really got to be truly open-minded, but because the one thing we do know, the holes are being created, but we don't know what. Now, I don't understand. I don't know if it's possible or not. Could they make something where like a camera that won't rust out with the salt from the ocean in a way that can, you know, film across where the lines are? I don't know if they could do that or not, if the salt will destroy it or not. Maybe Anthony knows, because I know Anthony knows a lot more about cameras.
They put them in underwater clear boxes, plastic boxes they build for them that the camera sits in, and they drop them down. What came to my mind, because they were in kind of like a straight line, was maybe like an underwater earthquake happened and the ground cracked like a fault line. And then the sand started falling in certain spots, you know, sinking, and then it would fill itself up, cause those holes.
And they did say
periodically.
volcano.
Right, I heard that.
And what do we know about UFOs? They've been known to fly around volcanoes and power.
Exactly. So we do have USOs, which are underwater submerged objects, which are UFOs underwater. So I mean, it's all plausible. It's just a matter of catching it. But they definitely should set cameras up down there. That would be, even if it wasn't extraterrestrial in relation, just to find out what was causing it would be cool to see it in the act.
Yeah, it could be some type of rare breed of shrimp, you know, some kind of reproductive pattern. But I do like the underwater megalith structure.
Yeah,
either it's a map to something bigger, or maybe it's something that's already been flooded. And yeah, then the earthquake cracked it, and that's all that's coming through.
Right.
Some geological pattern. And yeah, it's very interesting though. But it could be something very simple in nature too. But the fact that it could still stump us is amazing.
Underwater cryptids, we've watched a lot of videos, but underwater cryptids could be like their own map going to get somewhere.
Possible.
Have you seen Eric? You've watched all The Boys, right?
Oh God, yes,
I
did.
love The Boys.
Yeah, the deep, you know, he might just be F in the ground, you know. He's the Sandusky surgeon.
He loves his octopus, the deep.
People in the chat, if you haven't watched The Boys, you gotta watch it. You know, only thing I'll say about The Boys is I didn't know. You know, the third season is. I don't know. I could easily say it's one of my favorites, especially that first episode of a shrinking guy. I'm not going to say anything more. When I saw that, I'm like, they know what the hell they're doing, because I would have imagination of whoever thought of that idea about what that little thing did. Fucking amazing. It's just amazing. Now, this next video, it's called The Mysterious Audi R8 shaped object captured bouncing through northwest sky. Now, technically, the video is only 17 seconds long, but what I did is I'm going to play the full 17 seconds, and then I cut it just to the part, because the part of the item is only in the 5-6 seconds, and then I did it again. I zoomed in on it. So I took the 17 second, and I cut it 3 times to bring it even closer. So this happens in northwest skies. It's going to be on the bottom. You really got to look, people. Right there.
Oh, I see it.
Now, like I said, I did. There it is again. Now I zoomed it. Then I'm going to zoom in on it. Slow motion. And then. Now I did slow motion. Now some people say it could be a meteorite. It could be. It could be. It could
Changes
be
direction. I don't think it's a meteorite.
I know that's about to say, but it changed direction. Now I'll play the slow motion part. Right there. I paused it right there. So like I said, it was a 17-second video, but people got to remember when people shoot the skies, these things happen so fast. It's not like you're going to have 30. Some people get lucky. I think you know that. Some people get lucky where it stays up there.
Yeah.
But a lot of times
Rarely.
they are going into a direction.
Yeah.
And anybody knows the Wells area, apparently where this area is, there's no airport near this area. There's nothing in the skies in this area. What is it? Now, like Anthony said, first thought is meteorite or something. But you're saying the direction that it's going, most likely that it's not. We go back
Well,
a
it
little
changes
bit
its
here.
course. So that signifies intelligent control to me.
What do you think, Connor?
It's got a nice little curve to it. It's definitely not just one direction. It's intelligent, and it's moving away from the camera. It seems after.
I like to know how high up in the sky it is what I would like to know.
Yeah, I'll send you
kinda
the
see the
original
trail.
link of the video, Anthony, so you can look at it yourself too.
Mhm.
But I think it was pretty interesting enough.
That is very interesting.
And like I said, I try to zoom in much as I can, but if I zoom in a bit more, I'd be cutting out some of the scenes.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
like I can only
I
zoom
mean,
in.
I've
because it changed
filmed very
directions.
similar things myself, Eric. You've seen.
Yep.
I mean,
Then
very
here's
strange.
the next video is one that I know a lot of people have seen an item flying with the moon, but if you haven't, this is UFO flying over Tycho Crater. We don't need it was on June 24, 2018. The video shows passing the UFO over the moon surface between Tycho and Magnus craters. After further analysis, here we go.
Yeah, I remember that one. This guy's got a good channel, Only Real UFOs.
Oh yeah, I'm actually he gives me permission to use
He's a
whatever
nice guy. I've spoke to him before.
Yeah. And he does a good job of changing the color of it too, like the
Yeah, so
computer
you can
thing.
see it. Yeah. Now, I only thing about these, I always wonder, do we have a satellite circling the moon to map it out? That's a thought that always comes to my mind.
What's interesting right here, when you see it move, it's almost like there's a shadow of it following it. Watch.
Right.
You see the white dot, and you'll see like one right above it,
Mhm.
right there, like
Yeah, I
above
see
it,
it. Yeah.
in front.
Yeah. And what I would give to go to space and film.
So and there's slow motion. He's doing it
There's the
slow motion.
shadow.
And of course, you can see the block that like following right with it. It's either a shadow of it or there's actually two of them. I mean, I don't know. I think it's very cool. I wouldn't really care too much about it, but when I saw like the shadow of it falling with it, like okay,
It's a great
because
shot.
if it is a hoax, it's a pretty good hoax because they added a second thing. So I'm not saying it's a hoax or not.
Well,
but
that's
I
the
thought it was
thing. You don't know
interesting
today because CGI is so good.
That's
And the scary
problem,
part is it's
right?
only going to get better.
It is
You
only
know?
going to get better, or sometimes it doesn't get better. No, I mean, I don't know why I was thinking this the other day because I was watching. There's a cool documentary on Disney Plus. Believe it or not, I've seen it before. It's called Lights and Magic. It's like the special effect company that was created by George Lucas, And when I was watching it, they're talking about how that company did Jurassic Park back in 1993 with the computer graphics, and most look real. And I was thinking, God, that was done in 1993 with those computers.
Just imagine.
And I watched some shit that is fucking horrible. Like I was watching, I'm not making fun of. I like Obi-Wan and them, Kenobi, but some of the graphics look horrible in it. It really does. And I'm looking back like, if they could do that with Jurassic Park in 1993, and this is 2022, there's no excuse for shitty ass CGI with the computers they have now versus what they did in 1993. Dude. And I sit there, and I don't know why I think this myself. People on computers could do better than what they're doing on some of these shows nowadays with CGI. So I'm just saying that because I know it's easy to say CGI can create most of it, but that's not have that judge that it could be real. Because if Anthony shows something, anybody can come out and say, well, he probably CGI it. CGI is capable of doing certain things, but that's not crowd all our minds.
I can't afford CGI. I'll just put it to you that way. It's very expensive.
You're right. You know, if you and I can afford, we'd be doing our own graphics and stuff, and then asking people out.
It's a lot of money.
So that is exactly. So now this next one is I know Connor's seen this before, and I want to get Connor's opinion on it. You call it paranormal, you could call it Mandela effect, cryptid, whatever you want to call this. This is the last one of the day. Unicorn caught on camera.
No.
And I know Connor probably have seen this before, but I wanted to get his opinion on it. So this is unicorn caught on camera.
It's actually a unicorn. Hi, I'm James Button. I was sitting at my desk and I was about to do some work and got bored. I think I was just staring at the window daydreaming, just imagining things, and being in Wales there's a lot of sheep, so I expected just to see some more sheep.
But on one particular day, the animal that James saw out the window sent him scrambling to get his video camera.
It's actually a unicorn. It's a horse with a horn, so that's a unicorn right there.
So Connor, I know you probably have seen this before. I'm curious. When I saw it, I'm like, I gotta know what Connor thinks of this. Could that?
Yeah, I remember this video, of course. I don't think it's the magical unicorn. Maybe a descendant of it, but of course, in nature, a lot of animals have developed having horns, or maybe people with tails. Abstract abnormalities happen, so I think that's one of these cases. It probably just has some kind of defect, and it has some kind of horn growing, but maybe is magical in itself. But the same unicorn we're seeing in the cartoon, I think, would have a little bit more of an essence to it. It would be more aware of its surroundings. It wouldn't put himself in a situation like that. But, you know, maybe these guys did just capture it in a vulnerable state. But I think it's just a normal horse with a defect to it. But it is.
Or somebody
awesome.
glued a horn on to screw with that guy.
Yeah, just a suction cup right on.
Yeah,
it.
right.
But yeah, I think this is just something ordinary that looks extraordinary, and the hunt continues.
Or maybe it ran off of a film set. Maybe they were filming like a cool movie somewhere, and the thing took off with his costume on. You know,
right?
I'm gonna tell you guys why I think it's fake, and I'll tell you why. Because if that was, I was thinking of Conformity too. You know, there's growth that happens on animals. If that was a growth, I would think there'll be a lot more pictures out there. People taking pictures of this with the growth, not just that footage. I mean, I'm not saying the people who owns this farm would try to make money out of it, but they probably would. Like, look at the growth of this horse. Look, it looks like a unicorn. I would think it'd be way more out there than just this footage, unless it died right after. But I don't know. I would think if it's a growth, it would be a lot more bigger of a story than it is. I'm more thinking it is a strap or they added it on. But I mean, like you said, Connor, what do we know? We're not there. We don't you know,
Yeah, it still could be magical. But right there, like that image right there, it does look like they even could just be animated on there. So it could just be a cheap animation job, or strap, or just a missing identity, or it's the unicorn. And we should always keep
Strap-on
our eyes
unicorn
peeled.
horn.
Yeah, we got to beware of those strap-on unicorns.
The only thing to
Hide
be
your kids,
cooler,
hide your wife.
if I was in charge of CGI, I would add the Lone Ranger jumps on this.
Oh, you know what? Brown Dwarf makes a valid point. It could be the other ear, and you're just looking at it from a different angle.
You know what? You know what? Now you said that.
You know what? I think you're right, man.
You know what? That is genius in a weird, simple way, because that could just be
I
the
think you
ear. And the way
nailed
it's
it.
shooting, it just looks a little longer than the other ear,
Just because the way you look, just the way the camera angle is making it look longer. That's all. It's a trick of the camera, because you don't see the second ear poking up. He's absolutely right, Eric. That's the second ear, man.
It definitely looks like it. Yeah, it's just
It's
a
in the
long
right
floppy ear.
spot.
Yep.
But it's fun. It's fun
Hell
looking at this
yeah.
stuff. Oh, Cosmic. Hey,
Hey,
hello,
Ron, what's up,
Cosmic.
bro?
Ron. I love watching that one video Ron did, like building. His kits that he
The
does.
models? Yeah,
and all
he's a
that.
legend,
I love
man.
kits. I love that. And guys, why do I like unicorns? Because unicorns are part of this great, wonderful cartoon. So,
That's right.
hey guys, I'm telling you guys in the chat, honestly, I think you guys will all enjoy it. And if everything goes right, we're talking behind the scenes. We're talking about when we get some voices in and all that. If everything goes
Eric.
right correctly, we should have it premiere Wednesday night. I think it's gonna be easily done by Wednesday, just because I can't say anything more. You guys are just gonna have to wait. But there are certain videos today that is shown, or some of it is actually hints of it in the cartoon. That's all I'm going to say. So, guys, it's the weekend. Have a great weekend. Do whatever you're going to do. You want to investigate? Do it. Never wait for tomorrow if something you could do today.
That's right.
If there's something you could do today, go do it, because life is short. I hear too many tragedy stories of what happens to people, because you never know what's going to happen the next day or the next day. So if there's something
Tomorrow's
you always
not
wanted
promised.
to do, and if you could do it today, do it today. And check out the pin of the word today. Carry out an act of kindness with no exception of reward, safe in the knowledge that one day someone might do the same to you. What that basically means is, don't worry about the other person. Do something kind, because it will come back in two folds. The magic of the unicorns, everything, it will come back. So I hope you guys enjoy today. Right before we go, I always like to go around the table to see what's happening. Connor, since you're right beneath me, you're below me. Are you going to be premiering anything this weekend? Are you working on something? What are we expecting from the Bigfoot Anon channel?
Yeah, I think I'm going to release a little like short 1 or 2 minute video. So I'm just going to release it. I'm not going to premiere it or anything. I'm going to save a long premiere for next week when I'm at work. Help me survive the shift. But I'm going to be filming today, hopefully with Mitch, just taking some test shots, getting some proof of concepts for some projects we're going to be doing in the next few months. And then tomorrow, linking up with Jack, Ethan, and hopefully Mitch and crew as well. So it's just going to be a lot of filming, a lot of ideas. Then filmmakers meeting on Tuesday, where we're going to pitch some stuff and hopefully get some more cast for the stuff. So just really excited and very pumped for the future. And the cartoon's going to be amazing. Can't wait to write the lines and see what kind of magic double downs on the denseness, because the guy who animates it is doing a great job. But when we add those extra details, it really comes together, and that's where the fun begins.
Hell yeah.
I'm just so ready for it.
And then I'm putting this link in the chat, because one thing I do know is happening And let me share the screen because there is a video that is going to premiere on the 7th. That is Unidentified S4's channel.
Hey.
He's got a guest coming on.
Yeah,
Rick
man.
Havoc 215
Havoc.
joins us to discuss his ghost and alien experiences.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
And that
Yeah, I'm
is
really
Talk about his extraterrestrial encounters of being abducted, and he lives in a haunted house. A lot of paranormal things going on, and he's got video footage from both extraterrestrial encounters and paranormal. So this is gonna be a really good interview. So come hang out.
So dope. I know Rican is good friends with Long Island Bigfoot, so I just think it's so cool seeing everybody get together.
He's a great guy, man.
So pumped.
Yeah, and we've been talking through an email.
Buy this book.
Oh, let's show. Hold on. Let me make you higher.
Get out there and buy this book because it's excellent. This kid, Connor Flynn, man. I don't know if you guys know him, but man, this guy can write his ass off. Great book. Great book. Just saying.
Appreciate it, Anthony. Yeah, and there's a lot of cool stories about other cool people in the community in there. They submitted stories at the last chapter, letters from family and friends. But yeah, it talks about my journeys down here in the Panhandle, going for cracking beasts and looking for treasure. And if you get it online, the copy looks like this. It's super cool. But Anthony's got the special edition.
Special edition.
Yeah, that's the one I definitely prefer. But man, just looking forward to the future. My 5th book is coming out soon. Every camp has a crystal lake. That would be a fun one.
I just love that. I love that fucking title. You know, I always say you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. But if I never knew Connor Flynn, he got me with that title, Crystal Lake, because Crystal Lake, Friday the 13th. I grew up on the Crystal Lake, and I get it. I understand what he's talking about with that title. I don't know exactly what's going to be in it, but that's the mystery, right? That's the mystery. Do you have an idea when it's coming out? In a way, is there like a launch date in a way you're having in mind?
No, that's in the publishing company's hands, man, sadly. But yeah, once everything comes to date, they'll roll it out and it'll be out. But that's where I'm taking back steer of the ship. And my 6th book, it's going to be back in my court. So I'm super excited for that.
That is so awesome. Well, beyond guys,
can I say something real quick before we go?
Go for it. Go for it.
No, I just wanted to say, man, that I really feel blessed that I've got to meet all you guys and everybody in the chat. You're wonderful, beautiful people. And I just want to piggyback on what my friend Matt, Second Star Survival, was saying last night. We're all nice people in this group here, and we need to just keep spreading that love throughout the community because there's a lot of evil shit going on right now. And if you're attached to any of that, you got to push it out of the community because it's destroying a lot of people. So there's nothing wrong with being nice, good, kind-hearted people. That's what it's all supposed to be about. And if anybody's saying different that, because you're nice, you're an asshole and you're this and you're on the left and you're woke and that, good. I'd rather be on the left. I'd rather be woke if that's what you want to call me. I'd rather be a nice guy that helps people than a prick. And that's just me. And I want to hang out with people that are going to be nice people and kind-hearted and want to reach out and help others too. And if you're that kind of person, then you're my kind of people. And if you're not, then unfortunately you're not. But, tomorrow's not promised to you. So everybody go and be kind to one another. And I'll see you on Sunday.
I can't say anything beyond that. That's so awesome. Guys, I'll see you guys next time.